Welcome to Books and Boulders, the podcast where we take a break from climbing, sit back, and dive into the world of adventure books.
Welcome back to another rendition, episode, what have you, of Books and Boulders, your one-stop shop. Adventure podcast for just reading, adventure, coziness. We're easing on
Just
into
to
fall.
chill. We just here
Just
chilling,
a
y'all.
chill space. Yeah, that's what it is. The bean bag.
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
bean bag.
Too bad we don't have a studio that we could just both bag it up.
Oh my God, that'd be so fun. Yeah, we need a couple like in-person live episodes. That'd be
Yeah.
really fun.
Hopefully we get one in November. I would
Oh
totally do one.
yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Cool. Well, I am your host, Melanie.
I'm Tiffany. Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop. We're back at you with another episode covering Wild by Cheryl Strayed. Our lovely Vanna Black with the cover. Yes. And yeah, we're getting into part 4. Is part 4 Wild? No. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Part 4 is
Part 4.
the, I guess, title chapter, if you will.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So, but before we dive in, a quick check-in. How you doing? How you doing?
So I'm doing good today,
Yeah.
but we have kind of like a schedule, y'all, when we record these. So the day we were supposed to record this episode, I was not doing okay. So I was headed to Baltimore. I told you, oh, my bad. I was headed to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Gotta pronounce it like the locals. So I was headed to Baltimore and I went swimming Friday morning. I was leaving town Saturday at like 3 a.m. So after my swim, I was like, oh, let me just go run over to the garden and just make sure everything's cool. It rained that morning, so I was like, I don't have to do anything. But like, we're at the point now in the gardening season where tomatoes are just falling off. And so I was like, let me just get stuff
Mm.
that might be ready between now and when I get back on Sunday. So I roll over to the garden and I literally just run up. Nothing like I didn't plan to prune. I didn't need to water. So I didn't take any of my normal gardening stuff with me because I actually have like a shoebox that I normally take up that has like pruning shears and ties and whatever, right? So I just run up. I grab like the whatever red tomatoes I could find. I didn't even take a harvesting bag, which I normally do. Like I normally grab a bag that I keep in my back seat. Ran up, just grabbed some tomatoes, ran back to my car. This white man had the nerve to come up in my whole black ass face and say, those are not yours. What are you doing with those? Those don't belong to you. Why are you taking? And I just looked at him and I was like, to be honest, I just started laughing because I was like, this
That's
dude
a
is
perfect response.
wildin'. I was like,
Wow.
and he's like, I know everybody in this garden bed, and that doesn't belong to you. And I said, oh, word, really? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna call the cops. I said, please do. Call the cops expeditiously. He's like, well, I left my phone at home. Because mind you, he's walking his
Oh, okay.
dog. I said, oh, you don't have your phone? Okay.
Use mine.
I was like, what's the number? And then he was like, 201-888-8888. I was like, okay. Yes, police, town police department. There's a man here harassing me. I'm just trying to do my garden and he is harassing me right now.
Wow.
Can you please come because I don't know what is going on right now. They were like, okay, which part? Where are you? Da, da, da. And that was the moment I was like, mind you, he looks like it, but that was the moment I was like, this dude is a cop. Who do you know? Here's the thing. If you ask me to call the police department, you know what number I'm dialing?
911.
Yes. Who knows the town police phone number
Right.
by heart?
Yeah.
Unless you just standing around calling cops on people all day.
Yeah.
So I was like, he had like that coppy buzz cut look.
Did he have a little mustache?
Yeah,
you know how they be having a mustache.
Bill, he had the cop build where like not really in shape, but looked like he probably did something a little bit.
Once upon a time.
And so I put the tomatoes in my car and then
And
I
this was at a
grab.
community garden.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Mind you,
Because I was like, I
I
know
have
you have
no
one in your
need for this
backyard.
bed. I have no
Yeah.
need for this garden. So I'm like
Yeah.
already been debating on am I going to keep it again?
Hmm.
So I grabbed my shoebox that I didn't grab because when I went over there, I noticed that one of my tomato branches had fallen over. And so I needed to stake it up. So I grabbed my shoebox and he's just standing there kind of pacing back and forth with his dog. And I'm just taking my time because I'm like, yeah, we should talk to the cops. And so I'm over there, I'm cutting back some like yellow leaves and pruning up stuff and da 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 da. And then I kind of finish what I do. And of course they taking a sweet, sweet, luscious time. So I start back walking over there. And mind you, this half I actually recorded. I put it
Oh,
on my
yes, you
stories.
better. Yes.
Yes. So I would play it, but I don't even at this
Yeah.
point I'm kind of just like mentally past it. But
Hmm.
so as I walk back over, he's like, "You could have just told me it was your garden." I, you
But
know,
you
I,
said you knew
I,
everybody.
I that was my response. I said, well, you said you knew everybody who was here, right? Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I never seen you before. I said, but you said you knew everybody. So don't say something that is not factual because you don't know everybody. I said, I've been gardening here for 3 years. And I
Mm.
said, look, I am well aware of the theft issue because we got an email saying that, hey, some people are stealing stuff over it. But they said it was happening in the middle of the night. Mind you, it's 7 a.m. in the dang dog morning.
Yeah, when
And
you curse, it reminds me of my mom because she
I'm
never
just,
wants to curse.
I mean,
So
I'm
she
not,
makes up little words.
I
That's
was cursing on
funny.
Friday, but I'm a more blessed person today. So I'm walking up there. So I'm just like, mind you, I'm just like, I understand
Hmm.
that there's a theft problem. And I
Hmm.
said, and to be truthful with you, if someone is stealing food, they probably need it more than I do.
Hmm.
So I'm not that bothered, and I'm honestly not even sure why the town is all that dang on bothered. I know it's just the, gardeners who are complaining.
Hmm.
But to me, knowing in this year of 2025, knowing how expensive groceries are and
Hmm.
knowing that someone is doing this in the middle of the night, because we've
Yeah.
had people who just walk their dog through the garden and just take a tomato.
Hmm.
If somebody is strategically coming out at night to take food, they are hungry.
Yeah.
Let them eat.
Yeah.
Like these affluent assholes, like I'm sorry, but we don't live in a town that's like, I don't know. I was just so frustrated. And so he was like, I'm so sorry. My name's Pat. Nice to meet you. I got some peppers at my house if you want them. Like a complete 180. This dude,
Really
I
cool
I,
cat.
I wish I had one of those cop cams for when he walked up on me because if you could have heard him, here's the thing. Maybe I could have said, this is my garden. But the way he approached me didn't feel like he was going to believe me, even if I said that.
Yeah.
And it's like, if he would have said, hey, that's some things are going on. But for you to just automatically tell me
Jeez.
who I
Yeah.
am and what I'm doing, no, I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, you could have just said,
I don't have to tell you
don't.
shit. Like,
Oh, it was so
who is
crazy.
you, Pat?
Yeah. So Pat
Wow.
walks off. I get in my car. I go home. I get a phone call from the police. Hey, so we're at the park and da, da, da. I was like, oh no, I'm home. Like whatever. He walked away. I walked away. It's whatever. He's like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna send someone over, and you're at blah blah blah. I was like, how y'all know where I live?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Like,
whoa.
I was like, yeah, and they were like, street number, blah blah blah. I was like, yep, that's me. 10 seconds later, ding dong. I was like, wait, how was y'all at the park, but y'all at my house?
Whoa.
This is
What is
again why
happening?
I knew he was a cop because I'm pretty sure when I walked away, the first thing he did was write down my license plate, or not like write down, but like memorize my license plate
Yeah.
because he's a cop and he's standing in front of my car. And so I was like, so these fools looked up.
Your registration.
Mhm.
Wow.
And so they came and was like, "Hey, we just, want to check on everything and make sure." I was like, "Yeah, it's what." I was like, "Yeah, this dude accused, blah, blah, blah." I gave them the story and they were like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, so it was just a misunderstanding, right? It's just a misunderstanding. I was like, "Sure, sure. If that's what you want to call
In
this."
my country, we call it racism,
Yes.
but
Yeah, yes. I get
sure.
two white folks standing at my door who's like,
Right.
"Oh yeah, yeah, there are some like thefts going on in the garden, and some folks are really concerned about it, and we're just really trying to deal with it." And I was like, "Y'all all need to just step away from me right now, because I am
Mhm.
not. This is
Yeah.
not it today." Like
Because
y'all,
I'm about to catch. That's
I was
crazy.
like, I was like, yeah, his name's Pat. I just wanted to say it because I know they know who Pat is. I know they know
Right.
Pat. Like y'all know who he is.
I know they know Pat.
Pat called y'all probably immediately as soon as he got home and said, "Hey,
Mhm.
I was just like, damn,
Wow.
I have not experienced that blatant of racism. Now, mind you, I'm from the Midwest.
Mm.
In Missouri, they're like quiet racists.
Yeah.
They'll probably like spit in your food or talk about you
Right.
behind your back or
Good
like you.
old
It's that.
homegrown.
Yeah, it's worse. It's actually
Yeah.
worse. I'm not. I always
Mhm.
used to say like, hate me to my face because I
Mhm.
don't know.
Yeah.
But I was shook. Like I had never, because I just don't believe that if I didn't look like I looked, that would have happened. Like, and
Yeah.
I don't know. And
Yeah.
it's just, if I was stealing tomatoes, why would I be walking like this?
Yeah.
Just like, hey, people, look at me still. Wouldn't I have at least put them in my pocket? Like,
Yeah.
been like, as if I was actually trying to be subtle. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like I grabbed one or two. I had two handfuls worth of tomatoes, bro.
Yeah. Wow.
That almost
That's
killed my
amazing.
vibe, but my
Yeah.
Baltimore trip was amazing. So that
Okay,
I
that's
came back on a high and,
that's
you know,
good. Oh my
but
gosh. That is
yeah, that's America.
astounding.
And it's
Yeah.
crazy too because my town is quote unquote progressive.
Hmm.
So I guess but as progressive as it is,
Hmm.
because I did post his rant on social media,
Yeah.
somebody helped me realize, and it's wild that I didn't even realize it because normally I do notice this. But somebody helped me realize I am the only black gardener in my entire community garden.
Hmm.
And if I'm not, I have never seen another one in 3 years, another black person in
Wow.
that garden. So if they are there, they never there when I'm there. And they ain't never
Yeah.
come to the gardening events that I've come to. So I was like, damn. And I know that I don't live in like a predominantly black neighborhood. Again, I got lucky getting into this neighborhood in 2020 because I could not afford to live here now. Oh man. Anyway, so how are you doing? My long, ridiculous story.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was wild. But I am doing all right. Sorry, I had a bear. Gummy. What are these called? Jelly bean. One moment.
That's so different from a gummy bear.
They're both chewy.
I guess that's fair. I'll let you chew.
Yeah, how am I? How am I? How is anyone ever? I'm
Just
doing
surviving.
yeah, I'm doing all right. I am surviving. I've been my day job has been quite demanding, as you know. There's been like some changes. My coworker ended up moving on, so I've been kind of doing the role of two people, but I got good news today that we should be backfilling one of the roles, and I get to stay
Yay!
on the project that I'm most interested in. So that's cool too.
Yay!
It'll probably be a couple of months before whoever that new person is gets here. So I'm kind of in it for a little while. My name's Bennett and I am in it. But it's cool. Like that was good news. So yeah, I spent a lot of the weekend just chilling. Labor Day weekend, I went to Colorado and that was cool.
Oh, my
Yeah.
favorite
Is
place in
it?
the United States.
Okay, I couldn't tell by the way you said that. I was like, I think you like Colorado.
I love Colorado. I just
Yeah.
have not been in. This is the longest I've gone without visiting. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
self-made millionaire over here, gotta be tight with the funds.
Madam CJ. Yeah. So it was cool. It was nice. My partner like spent a lot of time growing up there in this town called like Crested Butte. Um, and so we got like a little cabin and like spent a lot of time in Crested Butte and we checked out Black Canyon at the Gunnison and that was cool.
That's how you pronounce that word.
Yeah.
I thought it
Um,
was but okay.
but
Crested Butte.
oh, Crested Butte. Yeah, yeah,
Isn't it
yeah.
spelled like butt?
With an E at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
I would still would have pronounced it like butt.
But oh yeah, I get specific visuals that come to mind when you say that.
Crusted
um,
butt. But now I know it's fancy Butte.
yeah, abuse.
Silent
But
E.
but yeah, it was cool. We saw a moose. That was really cool. Um, yeah, we got a flat tire. That was fun. On the side of a cliff. Like we were
Oh.
just like a road that was carved into the edge of a mountain. So it was like,
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
there was a drop off. It was
mm-mm.
a little nerve-wracking because it was a small road and we had to kind of pull over the best we could to allow other cars to pass. But he fixed the flat, and now I finally understand more or less how to change a flat. It's pretty straightforward. I never knew before,
You
but I
fix a
gotta,
flat and I get new tires. We're
yeah.
like in sync.
Well, I had to. I need new tires. Actually, that's probably why we got the flat. But because my tires are as bald as us. Okay.
Yeah. Mine were too. And I said, I'm driving to Baltimore. Should I get new tires now or not? And they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, these tires are trash.
Yeah, so I'm doing research on tires now. There are some limited options for the size of my vehicle, but I need to make a call to the tire shop because I have a few that I am thinking about getting. But that's the plan for this week. But yeah, in the moment I had a spare, and so we just had to change to a spare. So now I kind of understand that. So that's cool.
Did y'all
And
climb in Gunnison or somewhere else?
we didn't actually climb. We brought our climbing gear, but we never felt like climbing.
Again, we're in sync. I brought all of my climbing things with me to Maryland
Yeah.
because I was all excited, like, oh, I'm gonna go back to one of my favorite gyms and da da da
Yeah.
da. And I even stayed overnight, even though I could have just drove up and drove back.
Uh-huh.
And I woke up in my hotel and said, I'm sleeping until they kick me out. And then when I got up, it was raining. And I
Mm.
just was like, I just want to go home.
I'm okay.
Because I
Yeah.
don't, it's like I got 3.5 hours to drive.
Mm.
And I don't even want to do that. So if I go
Hmm.
climbing, I'm gonna be so mad that I'm tired and I gotta sit in the car for 3 hours.
Hmm. You're just like, nah, I'm cool. Yeah. Yeah, so it was one of those. I mean, it was nice though. Like we got to just chill, like sleeping in a lot, which was really nice. And I don't know. I definitely like the adventures where it's like we have a plan and there's a mission and we're like here to do a thing, but like it's also really nice to have just like cozy rainy weekends. So yeah, I got to have one of those, which was sweet. There were sheep next to us, like in one of the cabins, or the sheep weren't in the cabin, but there's like a bunch of cabins, and there were like sheep kind of around, and they would like wake us up in the morning, and their voices are just kind of funny. I think when I thought the sheep Bob was like bye, and it was like more bright and like upbeat, but it's kind of like a like, bleh.
Nah.
It's like
Where's your energy, bro?
yeah. But that was fun. So yeah, and then yeah, back to work. So
Back to the grind.
back to the grind. um, but yeah, I'm chilling. How are you feeling about getting into this book though?
You know, I thought a section called Wild would be the wildest section of all.
Yeah.
And I just, she was walking. And she was a walking, and she was a walking. I just was like,
A little bit more walking.
I mean, there was some spice,
Mm-hmm.
but
It's like, yeah, okay. So this
no,
is the trail.
just in the
Yeah.
thick of it, and I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I do love this book,
Hmm.
but I probably will say this was probably the most forgettable section
Hmm.
for me.
Hmm.
And I just finished it on Friday,
Hmm.
and I have my notes to help me recollect what happened. The only thing I remember is like a later part, and it's just funny. We'll get to it, but I only really one thing really stood out to me. Otherwise, it was just like, you know, this girl's a train wreck. She was not prepared for this.
Yeah. Woo. That's true.
That's all. Just
Yeah, just
like
some misadventures.
it
Yeah.
was just like hit after hit after hit. Like she could not catch a
Yeah.
break.
She did
So
take some L's this time.
yes, yes.
Wow. Yeah.
But chapter 11, I'm from the Lou, so it's a good chapter for a St. Louisan.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, let's dive in. So, I mean, basically she walked. She walked. She was hiking with Stacy and Trina. Remember they had left off with oh boy, what was his name? Jeff? I can't quite remember. But I think no,
No, I thought they got a ride. They got a ride with somebody.
when weren't they hiking with some dude and then he like was hiking faster than them and they were like on a Jeep road? That was I think that was a couple chapters
That
back.
was
But
earlier.
she's still
Yeah.
hiking with those same women.
Hmm.
Um, and so they plan to meet up. They have to split up to in order to hitchhike a ride. But they're gonna meet up later on at a highway junction. And while Cheryl's waiting for a ride, she gets interviewed by a reporter for the Hobo Times.
Oh,
Which
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter, I kind of want to do research into the Hobo Times. Like I should have like read up on it, but I'm curious like if it's the publication still in existence. But apparently they get pressed because he
I thought
said
that this is a
what?
real thing. So I thought this guy was just being like
Facetious.
weird. I
Yeah.
just thought he was a weirdo.
He
And
had gift bags.
just said that hey, look, weirdos can still give gifts. I just was like, I don't know, nothing about that screamed a real thing.
Real? Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. We should look into
We
it.
are gonna find this article,
Okay.
see if she made it in it.
Yeah, because he said that they got press in I'm
Yes,
guessing Harper's
yeah.
Bazaar. So I feel like that's why she did the interview. She was like, okay, well, if there's a chance. um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I feel like she was really resistant to being associated with like a hobo kind of vagabond lifestyle. And I wonder, like, I mean, I think there's just like a maybe an association of what that kind of person looks like. But I don't know. I do feel like it's like really fitting, especially as she doesn't really know where exactly she's gonna land when she's done with the trail.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, he gives her her little gift bag. And then eventually she hitches a ride with a crew of biker type people, um, who are an interesting bunch. I don't know if I would have gotten in that car. Would you have gotten in that car?
I mean, here's the thing. You got to
Yeah.
think about the big beast that she's carrying, or
Yeah.
that, like if you've been walking and it's hard to get a ride when you're hitchhiking,
Yeah.
it's
You got to
probably
take
like
what you can
risk
get.
versus reward type of situation. I mean,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to get in it, but I got my bear spray, so
Yeah. True.
gotta be ready to throw bows if I gotta be ready.
Yeah. True.
So yeah, I just don't know how hard it is to be like, you know what? I'm gonna catch the next one.
Right.
I
Right.
appreciate you for pulling over,
Yeah. You
but
can't.
because here's the thing, if they are crazy, they're already pulled over. So
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
want you, they're gonna get you whether you
They
like it or not.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it reminds me, my dad used to say any suit will fit a naked man. So, that's
Mhm.
just what it is. I should really write down his little sayings. He's got some good ones. But yeah, I don't know. I would have been nervous, but I think you're right. She kind of had to take what she can get. It's not like it's a schedule that she can like expect the next one. But she ends up getting a ride with them. Um, and they are a bunch. There's Spider, who
Hmm.
is like a little, I don't know. I feel like I can see him. I feel like I can picture him. I feel like he kind of looks like Willie Nelson, but like dirtier, and like or something. I don't know. We know who what Spider looks like. But yeah, so there's Spider, who is like probably low key a little bit of a perv, but I
Hmm.
think Cheryl's kind of into it because
Because
she's
she's
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Like, I'm down for the cause.
Yeah.
Although she has not pulled any triggers, she's thought thoughts.
She sure has. And so yeah, and then there's like Lou and Dave, and Cheryl makes kind of an awkward comment asking if her son's gonna be in the wedding, and kind of learns afterward that he passed away when he was 8. I'm sorry, her son's gonna be in Lou and Dave's wedding. They're a
Yeah.
couple, and they're getting married soon. Um, and yeah, I think, the biggest takeaway from that moment for me was that like I think she had some moments where she connected on like loss and grief. Like Lou kind of pulled her to the side afterward, and they were talking a little bit about loss and how like when certain things like this happen, a little part of your soul dies. And I'm sure that Cheryl was like thinking of her mother in that
Hmm.
moment, and probably like a lot of her life.
Paul too, probably. Just,
Yeah.
I think if you look at that relationship and you see these two and
Yeah. Yeah, Cheryl, her mom, I think Paul, I think to some extent, maybe even her dad, like, and honestly, the rest of her family, like, she's been estranged from so many people. And even though she, most of these people are still with her, at least at this point, like physically alive. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like she just has suffered a lot of loss through relationships, and is experiencing a lot of kind of, I don't know, loneliness and
hmm
detachment. So yeah.
it feels
But
like she's trying to bask in the loneliness in a way.
yeah.
Like I just kept feeling like she's trying to push herself to the breaking point of loneliness
Mm,
to see if
yeah.
that'll correct or fix something that I think she feels is broken, which is the whole purpose of this entire
Yeah.
expedition.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I even think about like when like she's had opportunities to like really stick with other people, and like more often than not she's like, I'm ready to be by myself again. Like I'm ready to be alone again. And yeah, I mean, I think she's like with through the loneliness, she's like opening up that wound and like kind of staring her problems directly in the eye. Um, but yeah, in the car ride, Spider gets a little handsy with Cheryl, and she like was like into it. She like, we do that again. I'm like, Cheryl, no, no, you have
It's kind of
standards.
funny too because I feel like she described him as if like ew, but
Hmm.
then it was like ooh.
Yeah,
I was
seriously.
like, wait, we're into this? We're
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
What is happening here?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Cheryl says, I'm glad it didn't go any further than that, because I was like, girl, I need you to have a little bit of standards. I mean, at this point, I know you haven't bathed in like 2 weeks, but like just you can do better. But yeah, I mean, at least he was a nice enough. At least they gave her a ride, I guess. I don't know. Is that rude to say? I
Look,
don't
they
know.
didn't kill her.
They
They
didn't
didn't
kill
kill
her.
her. So, you
Yeah.
know, a couple
Yeah.
of
That's
touches
something.
that she didn't really not want anyway. So,
Yeah.
look, it works.
Right. So yeah, yeah. And so yeah, she ends up meeting up with Trina and Stacy at the junction. They catch up and they end up going on, but she stays behind. I think just for the day.
Wanting to
Um,
be alone.
wanting to be alone. She want to be by herself, and I get it. I understand. But yeah, I think she is like burrowing into the loneliness
Hmm.
almost, and it is weird. It's like as much as it is She had a line somewhere, and I don't remember what chapter it is, but she says that the PCT has like shattered her and sheltered her. And I think that like that's kind of like her relationship with loneliness right now too. Like it's like it is like intense and it's really raw, but I also think that there's like a comfort and a safety in it too.
Yeah, it's
Um,
welcomed for sure.
yeah. But yeah, towards the end of the chapter, um, she makes a call to Paul and they chat and reconnect. I think they're both really happy to hear from each other. And I think, she has this moment, like I think like a lot of her chapters recently have started closing out, but like just this moment of like I feel like it's like a puzzle and the pieces are slowly starting to like come together and it's all, excuse me, starting to kind of coalesce. Like the version of herself that she hoped this trail would help her reconstruct or construct is like those pieces are starting to come together. But
Yeah.
yeah, she just has a moment of like, kind of reflecting. And I think in the past when she started her trail, let me finish your thought, Melanie. She has a moment of kind of like reflecting. And I think it's like in that moment, she kind of is like, a lot of things have brought me to this point, good, bad, whatever. But she, rather than like assign value to them, I think that she is just kind of appreciative for like where they have landed her. And she's like, I don't necessarily think anything is good or bad. I'm not assigning any sort of judgment to my actions or the things that brought me here, but I'm just glad I'm here. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It's just, it is like interesting to like, I don't know. I feel like I can feel she's a good writer. Like,
Hmm.
she's a really good writer. And I think it's easy for me to kind of like imagine the experience that she's had and like relate it to, other experiences that I might have had throughout my life. Um, but yeah, that's kind of
How it
chapter
ends.
11. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She smokes that cigarette that she got from Jimmy
Yeah.
Carter care package.
Eats her beans.
And this is when I felt like she finally accepted and was kind of comfortable being alone.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that
totally.
was the loo out the loo.
Well, on to chapter 12. More
This
walking.
this far is the title.
This far. Yes, thank you for that. Um, just walking this far and then a little bit further. Um,
This was
but
definitely the walking, truly the walking chapter.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think really like yeah, it was just it was just a lot of walking. I think and also this is kind of where she starts to really take some L's. Like
Yes.
so so the first L um she, I think she's packing up her tent. She
Yeah.
gets all that done. It's
Leave.
cool to
Yeah.
see
Leaves
how
old
she's
station
like
is where she was at.
was she else? Yes, I think
Hmm.
that's correct. Is that where she was hiking to, or where she was hiking from?
I think it said she was leaving old station.
Okay, yeah. So she's heading out. It's cool to see. She's like, I was able to get my stuff packed in like a matter of minutes, and like
Hmm.
everything. She knows kind of where everything is, and I mean, she's really like, I don't know. It's like interesting. Like when she started out, I definitely think she saw herself as an imposter on the trail, but now she's like in it and she's getting it and she's like hiking those like 20-mile days and she's just efficient and kind of, has
Those
a high.
muscles are starting to pop. She
Yeah,
got that
she's just
pack
so fit.
packing.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's got her rhythm, which is cool. um I really liked a passage she had about foot miles. I don't remember. She says foot speed was a profoundly different way of moving through the world than my normal modes of travel. Miles weren't things that blazed dully past. They were long, intimate straggles of weeds, clumps of dirt, blades of grass, and flowers that bent in the wind, trees that lumbered and screeched. They were the sound of my breath and feet hitting the trail one step at a time and the click of my ski pole. The PCT had taught me what a mile was. I was humble before each and every one. And I don't know. I don't know why I really liked that passage. I felt like it was like a really beautiful kind of interesting metaphor for life in a way and how like so much of it is just in the like seemingly monotonous, like more mundane kind of day to day things. And I don't know, there's so much more that I think, can notice from day to day. Um,
Or at
so
least
yeah.
that we should notice.
Yeah, yeah.
We just
Um,
don't because whether we're wrapped up in devices or wrapped up in streaming services.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I really liked that passage. And I think it was something to just like, I don't know, savoring and like being present in life and in things like that. So yeah, I loved that passage. But yeah, our first L. Let's get into let's get into that first L. So along her hike, there is a section where she expects there to be a tank of water. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I think she read in the guidebook, they were like, yeah, there's water here, but she kind of knew somewhat, I think, from experience or just like her understanding of the trail that like that isn't always reliable. But before she and Stacy and Trina split up, they tell her like I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly
then
where they
somebody
got word
somebody
from.
came through and was like, "Oh yeah, 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 we just saw water."
Yeah, like they were like, "You're good. Like there's water there," and they're like, "Whew, thank God."
Yeah.
So they end up splitting up. Stacy and Trina head on their way.
So
Cheryl Strayed's
they're
behind
Stacy
them.
and Trina are in front of her, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're in
So
front of her
so I blame Stacy and Trina, but go ahead.
because there was a little
I'm
piece of
joking.
paper there. He said,
I'm joking.
he
It
said,
wasn't
I blame Stacy.
it wasn't Stacy and Trina. It's
Oh,
fine.
thirsty ass Stacy and Trina
Yeah.
coming through.
These thirsty broads drink all the water.
um, but yeah, so she comes up behind them, and she's before she gets there, she drinks up all her water because she's counting on this water to be in the tank. And when she gets there, she realizes that it is empty, and there's a note there that confirms it. And she
Womp
freaks out.
womp.
She doesn't freak out, but I think that there is a part of her that panicked a little bit and was pretty nervous.
I panicked. I was like,
Yeah,
first of all, you ain't peeing
yeah,
and you ain't got no water.
yeah,
All kinds of things is wrong in your body right now. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she wasn't peeing, which I had a question at that point of like, if she was peeing, could she have drank her pee? Like,
mm-hmm.
that's a
Yes.
legitimate way to like
Yes,
hydrate yourself?
it is.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Um,
obviously, in very extreme circumstances, it
yeah.
is.
Wow. Yeah. Drink it when it's fresh.
But it's
But
just telling you how literally
yeah.
dehydrated she is that she can't
Yeah, I
even.
can't even pee. Yeah. Um, so yeah. So she's panicking. She's like, of all the things that I've been concerned about, like mountain lions, bears, weird, creepy men, like this is like the most real threat that I have experienced so
Bigfoot.
far. Bigfoot, yeah, we gotta find out what's up with Bigfoot. But but yeah, she's like, this is a problem. And so she finds out that there's two water sources coming up. One is in 15 miles, and that's like the next, I guess, most reliable water source. But 5 miles away, she reads in her book that there's like a little reservoir. So she manages to make it to the reservoir and she fills up her water bottle. It's murky, y'all. Like it's like gritty, sandy, sedimenty filled water. I was nervous for her. But so far it doesn't seem like she got sick. So yeah, she ends up drinking like just a couple bottles, just guzzling a couple of bottles. And she
And
is
it
able
sounded
to.
warm. It sounded like hot, murky, mucky,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like it's just liquid.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like feeling liquid.
Sludge.
And then it was like, did it do anything? I mean, I think it might have kept her alive a little longer than,
Yeah.
what could have happened. Like she
Yeah.
probably, if she didn't drink that Merc, I don't know if she would have made it. I'm telling
It
you.
was mineralized. That's all. It was just a little extra minerals
Mm.
in her water. But yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I definitely think I guess that it did something. I guess her body was able to hydrate or extract the hydration from that, but oh, that would have been tough for me. But I think in her mind, like she said, she laughed with relief and joy, and I think in her mind she was like, "Oh my God, I'm not gonna die. This is great." um, But yeah, she falls asleep. Okay, here's another L. uh,
She didn't just fall asleep. She
right.
made a choice
She did make a choice. That's true.
to pull out a tarp and sleep on her tarp. Now,
In the nude.
as if y'all are new to this here podcast, y'all know I don't sleep outside. I don't do that. I
Yeah.
don't do the outside. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm for damn sure not doing if I am sleeping outside is sleeping outside. Like it's
Yeah.
one thing to sleep outside
Outside.
with a tent, which is already problematic for me, myself, and I. I get it. Shouldn't be the case, but it is. But to then decide, I am so tired. I am so done that I'm just
Yeah.
gonna lay this tarp out and pass out, knowing good dog almighty that we got Bigfoot out there, we got rattlesnakes out there, we got nature. All the
Yeah.
nature is out there, and that's the choice
Mhm.
you make. I don't care.
I know.
And this is after you just bragged about how fast you can get stuff in and out of your bag. You can get that
Yeah.
10 out real quick.
Right. In 2 minutes, you can do it. Yeah. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. And I think if I remember correctly, I think she decided to sleep naked that night also. Um,
That sounds
and
right. Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't write that down, but yeah, that sounds right.
Which I mean, I think just, adds to the intensity of this story. But yeah,
Ugh.
but yeah, I believe she ends up deciding to sleep naked, and she says she wakes up to like little slimy little patting, little pitter pats all over her body, and wakes up to realize that she's covered by tiny little black frogs that have been jumping over her body in order to get into the reservoir, which is so wild and disrespectful to me. Like I couldn't go around. You just had to.
I just need to know, has anyone ever seen a black frog? Because I just Googled the word black frog,
No, I'm
and the
scared.
creature that I am looking at, I would have died.
Oh my God.
I would have died. This does not look like a frog. This looks
Really?
like the nastiest thing I have ever seen in my whole entire like.
Wow. Is there a way that you can show us? I'm trying to look at it
If
right
I
now.
can show y'all.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like a little screen grab. I don't
I don't know. I'll put it up in I'll put it up on TikTok. I'll show you a clip of this black frog.
know. Okay.
But this now mind
I'm
you,
about to look it up.
I don't know if this is the California black frog or the Colorado black frog. So who knows? But
Wow.
the thing that shows up the most is so weird looking. I have
Oh my
never.
God. We don't want
I'm
to
sorry. I'm
know.
sorry.
I
I'm
want to
sorry.
see.
I know. I know. We don't have to.
Oh
I know for those of, I don't know if I can show you,
my
but
God.
this is
Just Google
so,
Black Frog.
everybody Google Black Frog because it is so,
Oh my
if what I
God.
see is what they are, it's like, I don't
Here
know.
we go. It's kind of cute though.
Ew, that is not cute. That is
Look at the little
gross.
frown.
He looks so, he's got a permanent, like, whatever the opposite frown. He's got a permanent frown on his face. He just looked
I'm
mad.
upset.
I cannot. I cannot.
I'm
No,
upset.
no, no,
I don't
no,
like
no,
this.
no. That is crazy.
That's
I was
so
thinking frog,
funny.
like, okay, frog. And maybe, again, maybe this is not the black frog she encountered.
Yeah. He looks like a little balloon.
Yes. I was like, is it
That is
like a
so
porcupine with no
funny.
porcupines? I don't know what it is. It's so gross. And like, it sounded like there were hundreds of these things.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like over exaggerating.
No, she said she stepped on a few. She said she couldn't help but smash a few over her feet. Yeah.
Oh,
I know. Yeah.
oh my God.
I agree. I agree.
And this is
That,
why, friends, you don't sleep on your tarp.
yeah.
Put the
No.
whole tent up.
Put the tent up. Yeah. She thought she was gonna get a cute little beachside um respite. No, girl. Um, but yeah, so she makes it through that. So that's L number two. Um, and then she pulls up to general store. She
Mhm.
trades the last of her money for another
Her
Snapple.
and these Snapples.
What is it with Snapple? Like, I
I
don't
guess it's
even
the
think it's
sugar.
that
She just needed
good.
that sugar rush.
Yeah,
Because
maybe
can you
that's what it is.
imagine drinking water for weeks and
All the
weeks
time.
and weeks? And you just
Yeah.
drank that stank water?
Yeah. But it's
Like,
just like there are so many better beverages than
okay,
Snapple,
that
in my
is
opinion.
okay, that is true. Now, I don't know in the 90s what the options were,
True. Fair.
but I'm not gonna lie. As someone who no longer drinks Snapple, I
Yeah.
would have been excited to get a Snapple myself.
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
just saying.
That is fair. That's fair. So while she's out there, she meets a man named Rex,
Mm,
who is chatting her up, and he's like, "You need smaller boots or bigger boots." So she's gotten this feedback quite a bit, but she's like, "I don't have any money. I'm broke as a joke." But Rex lets her know that REI got that warranty. Oh, sorry.
yeah, the cat's out the bag. If y'all want to shop there, whatever.
he
I wonder if
lets
they
her.
still do this.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I would hope so. But that
I
is a
feel
good
like they
question.
don't, but I don't know because I don't shop there, so
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Well, he lets her know that she has a warranty on her boots and that she can get a new pair. So she's finally getting a win.
Hallelujah,
She's like,
hallelujah.
all right. She calls the lady and they're like, hey, yeah, we can get you a pair by tomorrow. Like, we can overnight that bad boy and get you a pair by tomorrow. And so she decides to stay behind again. I think she's, has met up with, at this point, I think Trina and Stacy have maybe
Hmm.
shown up again. Um, but she decides to hang back so she can wait on her new boots. And then she waits all day the next day, and the UPS man comes, and the postal service man comes, and the FedEx man comes, and DHL comes, and she ain't got no package. And so yeah, she did not get her boots that day. She calls REI, and they're like, "Yeah, girl, so we can't really get your boots overnight to you. Um, we would have to like send them it would take us about 5 days to get them to you. We didn't know how to let you know that, so we just didn't do anything, and I guess hope that you would call back." And she did. And
Clearly
so
pre-cell phones.
yeah, right. And so yeah, she's not able to get her boots right away, but she can't stick around where she is for 5 days because she's running low on food. And once again, she didn't spend all her money. So
Those
yeah.
damn Snapples.
I don't know what she was gonna do with like 95 cents anyways, but
Oh yeah, because she didn't even have money for the Snapple. They was just
right.
like, girl, just take it. Just take the Snapple. We see you. You're clearly a hobo. Go.
Yeah, right. Um, so yeah, so she has no choice but to move on and to get them sent to, I think, a place called Castle Crags, which will be her next stop in about 83 miles. Um,
And all I could think about was, I bet you they got some bomb Boulder in the Castle Cracks.
oh yeah, they
It's
probably
probably
do.
not even a climbing area.
I know, right? We only associate the word crags with
Yeah.
one meaning. But I mean, probably. It's what is it, California? I'm sure they got something you can
They
climb.
got some rocks.
um, but yeah, so she's like, I can't even get these boots back on. So that's L number three. And she's like, I can't even really get these boots back on. Like her feet are throbbing. She got toenails falling off. Like she can see the blood pulsing in her feet. um, so she's like, I guess I'm gonna have to try to wear these little bootleg sandals, to get to 83 miles to get to my next stop.
And those are just like the sandals you put on when you're just hanging out at the campground and you're
Right.
not, you know, they're not meant to bear actual
Yeah.
treacherous trail weight.
Right. Like she mentions that she's seen hikers like hiking in sandals. But I mean, I think, the sandals that I've always seen people hiking are like chacos, like the really thick soled, like, those I feel like you can do a bit more rugged hiking in, but I feel like she got a pair from like the
Walmart.
dollar store or something like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, and yeah, so they are janky, but she's like, I am gonna make it in these sandals. um or at least I'm gonna try my best. She still has her hiking boots with her, so I guess as a backup if she needed them, she in theory could rely on them, but she really just wants to give her feet a break, so she continues in her cheap little sandals. um and yeah, that's kind of
That's
how the
it.
chapter ends. Yeah.
I'll be
um
walking
so
and
she we're
I'll
gonna
be
walk
walking.
we're
I'll
gonna
be
walk right
walking.
into the next chapter because that's where we're at. We
More
just
walking.
walking. More walking. It's true. So yeah, so more walking, more L's. She gets into, so the chapter 13, I'm sorry, chapter
The
13.
accumulation of trees.
Yes, the accumulation of
So I
trees.
guess this is because previous to this, she's just kind of been seeing sort of like desert land and
Mm,
more, flat,
hmm
barren terrain.
hmm
And I think now she's starting to see, I don't know. I'm
That
starting
makes
to, I'm like,
sense.
where do these chapters have to have meanings? What are the meanings of the chapters?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think at this point, like, I don't know if she's really started her descent, but I mean, she's getting like more into Northern California. Um, so I think definitely like she is getting into a point where there's more trees. And she mentions, like, the guidebook mentions a part of the forest that she's in and how it's more like cross country hiking than like a paved trail because it is just a little bit just more rugged, and a little bit more wild. This maybe should have been the chapter called Wild, I don't know. But she continues on her hike to Castle Crags. I think she mentions that, yeah, there is just a section that's like really littered with trees. And
Yeah, I actually wrote the quote down.
mm-hmm.
Mostly, I guess it goes back to like, wow, she's just such a beautiful writer.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. And it's funny because when I cited this section, I didn't actually realize it has the name of the chapter in it until just now because we were talking
Hmm.
about it. Um,
Oh.
but yeah, I guess this chapter sort of jumps off with her thinking about how the whole PCT even uh became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like, it had only to do with how it felt to be in the wild, with what it was like to walk for miles for no reason other than to witness the accumulation of trees and meadows, mountains and deserts, streams and rocks, rivers and grasses, sunrises and sunsets. The experience was powerful and fundamental. It seemed to me that it had always felt like this to be a human in the wild. And as long as the wild existed, it would always feel this way. I guess it should have been called wild. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Chapter could have been called wild. I think I said wild
Yeah.
like 3 times.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Because the wild chapter was kind of tame, not gonna lie. But yeah, I mean that, yeah. So yeah, she's into the thick of it. But yeah, she is a stunning writer, and I like her writing because I don't know. I feel like sometimes writers think that if they just throw a bunch of big words at you, that makes them a good writer. And I think that she like was really good at like crafting prose that is like fluid
It's
and
poetic.
lyrical.
It
Yeah.
it actually feels very poetic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, this is clearly a narrative piece. Yes, this
Mm-hmm.
is kind of a very personal recollection, but
Mm-hmm.
she makes it feels like you're reading poetry. At least the part
Yeah.
that I read felt like reading poetry as someone who thought they were going to get a you know, language arts degree and
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to teach language arts in high
Yeah.
schools. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it does feel very poetic, and
Yeah.
yeah, I can feel like.
Without being too fluffy either,
Hmm.
because I feel like, some people they'll either throw big words at you or they'll like write these like very kind of like poetic rhythmic sentences that don't really feel like they have much content to them or like meat to them. So yeah, I don't know. I think she balances like this like beauty and like utility of writing very well. Um,
What did you think about the history of the PCT? Because we kind of pushed past it a little bit, but the fact
mhm.
that there was this woman who first thought of it.
Yeah.
And then also I'm curious because it was actually really interesting if you juxtapose the past with the present
Hmm. Hmm.
and how because the land that it's on, I guess it's government land and Congress had
Right.
to approve and designate this as a scenic trail and an official trail.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she says something about, like just being able to have the space, and it feels like things are coming full circle with how yeah, it says they lobbied the federal government to set aside a wilderness corridor for the trail.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the federal government is trying to now take back
Yeah.
these things,
Wow.
and so it was just kind of like, oh wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, what do y'all think?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I wonder like when
Because who
I
owns the
think
land? I mean, we know who the land belongs to, but like, who
yeah.
is quote unquote owning the land
Yeah.
that this whole trail is earmarked for? And
Yeah. Do you mean like owning as in like stewards of the land, like maintaining it, or do you mean
well,
like
I
or like
mean,
making
like there's
decisions?
parks that
Yeah.
are federal parks.
Right.
How did this have to be designated by Congress?
Hmm.
Does Congress or does the government own these sections of this area? Like, because I
Yeah.
know there was like some trees that were dead and wild
Mm-hmm.
and fires or some. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just curious
Yeah.
if ever these sort of like keystone areas that were designed for this thing that people have been doing for decades and decades
Mm-hmm.
are or could ever be at risk. So I don't know. If Congress had to designate it, can they redesignate it? I
I
don't know.
mean, probably like with this administration, especially
Hmm.
like in currently the orange lump of crap.
Hmm. Oh, that was that was
And
that was such a nice. That was so nice of you. So kind.
yeah, that was pretty soft. Yeah.
Yeah. Goodness.
Um, yeah, yeah.
I
I
mean, as
mean,
someone who has no desire to ever do the PCT,
yeah.
and as someone who, as we mentioned in a previous episode, has not done a lot of national parking,
Hmm.
um, it just always still makes me nervous to
Hmm.
like the idea of losing these spaces.
Yeah,
I'm a little like, I'm also still very much just bitter in general about
yeah,
the thievery from indigenous culture. Like that for
yeah,
me is still always at the root of it. As much as I want to care about national parks, I care
yeah,
much more about the displacement of entire whole ass communities.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'll digress because, Cheryl strayed and now Tiffany's straying.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think that it is interesting, and I think that it is a real concern. Like the land that was even promised to like indigenous people hasn't always been like, given, or there's been like, or it's been taken away, like, or the government has decided, like, oh, well, we actually kind of need this land for something else right now. And so there's like issues with like, water rights and land usage, depending on like where you are in the country for indigenous communities who are fighting with the government for land that was
It
theirs
is
always
theirs.
to begin with.
Yeah.
But then uh but then yeah, like, have like this land has now apparently been designated for these people, and now they're kind of having to fight with the government for like resources on it. So it's real. And I wonder, it also opens up the question for me of like, what land, like I'm like at one point this land was all kind of like more or less wild, and I think slowly, procedurally, like the government has been sequestering land away from like, natural public lands to like use for other things. And I think it probably already happens, and I just don't really know enough to know like exactly when it happens or what state it's happening in. But yeah, I'm like, man, yeah, in like 100 years, is America just gonna like, are we not gonna really have any public lands? Like, I'm curious what percent of the land in the United States is like public lands right now to begin with, and how that number's changed over time, because I'm sure it's gotten smaller. So yeah, it's a real question. And I don't have an answer, but if anybody does, if you work in the Park Service or work for
Educate us.
the Forest Service, yeah, I would love to know more about that. Um, okay, but where are we though? Okay.
Okay, so basically I just, she's hiking in these bootleg sandals that are literally
Oh,
falling
right.
apart.
Yeah, yeah. So she's hiking in these sandals, right? And here we arrive at L number 4.
Oh man.
We should just really have
This
a
was
little tally board.
I
Like,
had to go back and read this again because I was trying to I couldn't I missed a section of it. And so when I read, I tend to
yeah.
make movies in my mind.
Hmm.
Um,
Nice.
and so I'm like playing the scene out, and I was like, I'm missing how this boot full on projectiled itself over the mountain. So what part of this did I
Yeah.
miss with this sandal?
Right.
I mean, mind you, oh my goodness. I might, am I even, I think I'm going ahead. I don't even know if I'm going
No,
ahead,
that's
but
it.
I
That's
just,
what happens.
oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
She
She was
like,
having lunch and she had her pack. She had her pack off, and I don't
yeah,
I don't know how she did it either, but I feel like she like swung her arms or something like that. Kicked her foot up or something, I don't know. And just kicked the whole, or I think she like repositioned her backpack or something. I don't know
yeah.
exactly, but
All I know is it hit the sandal
the
uh,
boot.
extra dramatic. Oh, wait. So did she lose her sandal or her boots?
She lost her boot. She had her sandals.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
it was. Okay, so I
Uh-huh.
am getting ahead of myself. Okay, so yes.
She lost her boot. Yeah.
I mean,
That
yes, they
thing.
were trash, and yes, she's got some new ones coming, but
Yeah.
you got it. You want the pair of boots.
Yeah, like it's like nah, she had already kind of like resolved to hike in her sandals, but in my mind, it's like, okay, she got like 85 miles. That's probably going to take her at least like 4 days to get there. And she's got a lot of walking to do. So in my mind, I'm thinking like she's probably going to give her feet some room to breathe in these sandals, and then at
Put
some
the boots
point,
back on.
put the switch back to the boots.
Yeah.
But she can't do that now. So she says, screw it. And she throws the other boot.
Bye bye boots. What
I
am I gonna do
know.
with just see, I don't know. Now,
I
would you have
know.
kept one?
I think I would have kept
I
one
would have kept one. I would have
just
been
in
like,
case.
look, something is better than nothing. They
Yeah.
too big. I wear the right on the left,
Yeah,
switch it
right.
off
We're just gonna
a
switch
couple
it up.
miles, left on
Yeah.
the left, like,
Yeah.
no,
I
no,
think I would
no.
have I think I would have kept that boot.
Our brains are just not clicking the same because that is
Yeah.
not how I would have responded to that.
Yeah.
I probably would have cried and just been like, where's the road? Get me out of here.
Yeah.
But I would have done
Yeah.
that like 20 days ago. So,
True.
fine.
True. So yeah, no, she lets that boot go. And then she ends up having to kind of like put together some sort of Franken boot.
Hey,
Sorry.
I
Ah,
was gonna say the saying about duct tape, but it has a curse word in it. So, you know.
oh, oh.
You know, you gotta.
I'm a cousin of a storm. I'm sorry. I
I
have to
know,
be more
I know.
mindful.
Cursing
Watch
is
my
loud.
mouth. Okay.
There's an explicit content sticker, so yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah.
you know, if you
Yeah.
can't duck it, so
Yeah. So yeah, she ends up having oh, poor Cheryl. She has to kind of just I
I imagine this too in my head. I could see this like duck boot.
because I in my mind, you remember like I feel like the early 2000s, everybody was wearing like gladiator
Yeah.
sandals or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what I keep picturing. It's
Yes.
like some gladiator sandals made out of duct tape. Um, but anyways, poor Cheryl. I'm sure she laughs in retrospect as well, but in the moment, I'm sure it was very not funny.
I hope her toenails came back. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I don't know how toenails work, but
Um, but yeah, so I mean, on her journey, there is like a recollection. We have a little memory of her at a
one of her
party.
classic
House.
flashbacks.
Yeah, a little flashback. I wasn't really sure exactly what to take from this. I was like, okay, this is a memory. You know, she sees her brother at a party that she wasn't invited to, and yeah, they spend some time together reflecting on her mom. I think that was kind of
It felt like
it.
it was just like a when people don't like me, when they don't care about me, when nobody thinks about me, and
Yeah,
kind of just, I think
yeah.
she's had trauma,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of trauma,
Mm-hmm.
pre and post her mom passing,
Yeah.
that is just kind of bubbling to the surface.
Right.
So I think that alienation from her
Mm-hmm.
family, especially like the brother who I feel like she's quite possibly the closest to,
Mm-hmm.
just feeling like nobody cares about
Yeah.
her or thinks about her
Yeah.
or includes her.
Yeah. Like, how you not gonna invite her to the party, Eddie? Man, I don't have any use
Eddie,
for
he
Eddie.
Eddie lost me many chapters ago. I just
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah. But she finally makes it to Castle Crag. She had to hike 4 whole days in them sandals,
That
which
is
is
wild.
insane. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'll give her this. That's some boss stuff. Like,
Mhm.
'cause
Yeah.
I don't know that a lot of people could have kept that going. I really don't.
Yeah. 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 That is so wild. I really wish that there was a picture of the sandals in the shoes. Like, I mean, the sandals in the book. Also, I really wish that like some like teenagers from like New York City would roast her in her sandals. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know why, but I want to see a roast of these sandals.
And I think I have a mini bonus L because I wrote down that she also got lost.
Oh, she
Like
did get lost. She
she
did get
got
lost.
lost looking for Highway 89.
Yeah,
And that
she
was
did get
after her
lost.
sandal broke.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she
Little
just was
bonus
like, I don't know
L.
if I'm going the right way. This don't feel right. And then comes to find out it was not the right way. But like you said, she does make it to town.
She
And it's
made it to
another one of those
town.
hallelujah moments.
Hallelujah. She got her boots. Yeah.
She got
Um,
her boots.
so she finally gets her boots. Yay. Shout out to the postal lady who was like, hold your horses. I'm
I know. She's like,
getting
that's
to
it? Just some lettuce? Where? It's
it.
like, look, sis, I'm gonna need you to calm down. But she also could have just pulled her foot out and said, this is why I'm
You
coming
see
at you
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Apologies if you only understood.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's got her boots. She's in a good mood. She meets some couples along the trail at some point who she ends up kind of reconnecting with when she gets to Castle Crags. They have a little celebratory dinner, and
Mm-mm.
my sis gets a little too drunk, a little too lit.
Now let's okay. She gets her resupply box, which we know
Hmm.
has her food, has her things,
Hmm.
has some letters, but it
Hmm.
also has money. 20 whole dollars. And then they go out to kick it. Kicks it hard.
Hard
Eats
in the
hard.
paint. Yeah.
Wines hard. gets that good old, I don't know if it was box wine or what, but it was just like your classic,
Probably
the
was.
most amount of wine you could get for the cheapest amount of money,
Hmm.
and has less than $5 before she even exits. I was like, do we
Yeah.
need to? I need to teach a financial class to this child.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah. Yeah. That was wild. She was like, fuck it. I feel good. Okay. Like
Them boots
um
had her on a high. I blame the
yeah.
boots because I don't know
Yeah.
what else would have had you being like, I'm about to drink.
Ball out.
Yes, just like,
Yeah, so she got litty and ended up throwing up all over the
mm,
campground.
mm, mm.
But shout out to her friend. I don't remember the girl's name. Sarah. She gave her some water and
I
helped her
stopped keeping track of
hydrate.
people after this one.
I
It's just
know.
like all these people that aren't
Hmm.
that interesting, but okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what happens. And yeah, I think that's kind of how the chapter ends. She's just trying to stay grounded, stay present. She's looking forward to like finally making it to Oregon, but she's like, right now we are in California and I take nothing for granted. And so she
She has
continues.
156 more miles to get to Sead Valley and 200 miles from Oregon. And the other group's like, yeah, yeah, we almost there. We almost there. She's like,
She's like, huh?
calm down.
Yeah.
When we get there, we got there, but we ain't
Right.
there. And
Right.
if you knew what I just been through the past 4 days, I'm not about to be jumping up and down. Uh,
Right? Yeah.
and then it teases this thing called ultramafic rock. I kept saying I'm gonna look this up because it's such a
Hmm.
name. I
Mm.
guess she's going into this next chapter is when she should be
Excuse me.
encountering something called ultramafic rock.
Mm-hmm.
According to our AI friend, it's an igneous rock with very low silica content, high abundance of iron and magnesium, which gives them their dark color.
Hmm.
So this should be.
Interesting.
I need visuals. I'm
Yeah.
gonna definitely watch this movie.
Can you screen share The
We
Rock again? The Rock?
Yeah, we should have a movie night
Yes. Oh my God. Live reactions. That
and
would be
watch this and
fun.
watch this movie and be like, how different was it from the real thing?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
it it's dark, but this stuff that I'm seeing is like a
Kind of green. Yeah.
green grayish looking.
Hmm.
So very interesting type of
Yeah.
rock. So that
Cool.
is it. And now we are on to the last and final chapter of this part.
Yeah. So, chapter 14,
And now we're at Wild,
wild.
Wild, the name of the book, which doesn't always happen. You don't always get a
Yeah.
chapter named after the book. So,
What's the word for that? Is that eponymous?
oh, look at
There's a
you with the
word.
big
There's a
words.
word. Maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. But
I like it. Hey, just go with it. Just stand in it and let the internet
okay.
tell you you're wrong.
Yeah, right. Okay, hold on. I
They'll
want to
correct you.
know. Okay, giving a person giving their name to something. So that would be like if you named your album like Tiff or
Tiffany.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. um
That will be the name of my album, by the way. So y'all know. Coming soon.
Spitting hot fire. But yeah, so not quite eponymous, but I was onto something. But yeah, so chapter 14, wild. The first note I have is continuing on her hike.
The first note I have is almost stepped on two rattlesnakes. That was the first thing that was interesting to me
Yeah.
because y'all know how I feel about rattlesnakes and hiking. So,
Yeah, yeah, wow, yeah. And when I was in Colorado, no, I was at the lava tubes and I saw a rattlesnake and yeah, we almost stepped on it. I was looking into their strategy. I was like, why don't they like try to slither away, but I guess it's just that they would just be too slow. And so it makes sense that they are like, I'm just going to kind of try to stay here and be quiet. And then if anybody like, really comes at me, then I'm like, get at them or whatever. Um,
I think they're kind of like, you can't see me. You can't see me,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
No,
but it's like I
please
need to see you though, because I'm not trying to step on you.
go. Just go. They move,
Yeah.
but they don't be quick about it. They just be like,
No.
I was
Yeah.
here and I'm going where I'm going.
Yeah.
And you gonna
Which
go where you need to go when I tell you you can go.
yeah. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, this flag, I have negative associations with this flag, but I definitely like understand the don't tread on me, the imagery behind the
Mm.
flag a little bit better. Um, but also F y'all. Anyways, everybody that has a flag like that is a Trump supporter. Anyways, um, so yeah, she is continuing on her hike. La di da di da. She almost steps onto rattlesnakes. She has a dream about Bigfoot. I don't know if we talked about this
We
before, but it
didn't
was
know we haven't gotten into this because I know
okay.
I think this started with Jimmy Carter. I think Jimmy Carter was the one who said, "Hey, you know Bigfoot's out there, right?"
Hmm.
Or somebody put Bigfoot in her brain.
Yeah, I
And
think it was him. Yeah.
yeah, so now she's just stuck on any noise she hears, whether she's in her tent or hiking, it's got to be Bigfoot. He's coming for
Yeah.
me. So now she's having dreams about Bigfoot and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I apparently this is her second dream about the foot that is big.
Hmm.
And so we'll come back to that, I guess. Maybe that she drops a lot of little Easter eggs, and I'm like, I really hope we follow up on all of these because I
I'm
have
not
some
starting to
open
feel that way
questions.
because I
Yeah.
feel like I still don't know her wish.
Hmm.
What wish did she make? Like
What
I
happened to Tom and Doug?
right. I don't
What
know.
did
So
she
I'm
wish
like, you know
for?
what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't feel like all this is gonna get wrapped up, but
Resolved. I
it's
guess we'll
okay.
see. I guess we will see. Um, but yeah, some of her homies mentioned the Rainbow Gathering. And if you all recall, I don't know if we actually mentioned this, but in the
Oh,
last
she
chapter,
ran
we
into
did
that
mention
lady.
corvidology, the lady
Yes.
with the feather, and how she mentions that she's heading to the Rainbow Gathering. Um, and that it's at this place called Toad Lake. And so some of her hiking homies are like, "Yeah, let's go to the Rainbow Gathering." And she gets so excited. She's like, "Oh my God, I love the Rainbow Gathering. I love hippies. Yay."
Yeah. She was
Um,
so hyped. And
she was hype.
she was still kind of solo hiking, right? Even though they were all going to this, she still kind of stayed a little bit separated, which I thought was interesting because it's
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
y'all are still all going to the same place. So,
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I know she met two couples. I don't know if
mhm.
all four people, both couples were planning on going to the Rainbow Gathering, but I wonder if there was like a part of her that felt like a fifth wheel or a third wheel
I
or,
think two of them weren't a couple. They just linked up on the trail and decided to continue to roll
mm,
together.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was one two individuals, but I don't think they were like romantic partners. I think they
Okay.
just
Hmm.
was like, you going? I'm going. Like,
You
you know,
want to go together? Yeah.
yeah, she could have easily had that
I
multiple
see.
times, but she
Yeah.
didn't want a partner. So
Yeah, yeah, she was not. She'd be like, "Look, we can party together, but like, actually,
that's
leave me
it.
alone." um, so yeah, she and her homies hike to the lake separately, but they all get there. And when they get there, it's like very obvious that the rainbow gathering is not happening, or at least it's not happening there.
Yeah. It
There's
was
no
literal
hippies at Toad
crickets.
Lake. Yeah. Yeah. So that was disappointing. I was like, dang, like I wonder if it happened and it just happened elsewhere and they changed at the last minute, or if they just decided not to. Where's the bird lady? Like,
This is that pre-cell phone life.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, that's so interesting. I'm
Pre-cell
curious what
phone,
happened.
pre-social media, because you know
Yeah,
somebody would have been like, "This festival ain't even happening."
yeah.
Hashtag Rainbow Festival.
But it's like she heard from somebody else that it was happening. So I'm just like, what happened? And then also to that point, like how did they communicate that it wasn't happening? I mean, by that point, maybe they had emailed each other or something like that. Because that was a couple of weeks ago that she ran into Feather Lady.
It also sounded kind of informal. They're using
Yeah.
the word festival in a way that I
Mm,
think we in 2025 are thinking way bigger
yeah.
than what I think
True.
1990 something festival
Yeah.
is. I think some hippies just got together at a certain time, at a certain place, and it was just a known thing.
Yeah.
I know that they said like people bring food, but it seems very communal, potlucky. It's almost like, one of your family reunions that wasn't like bougie family reunions. It's like, hey, cousin
You
Pam,
just call
we
somebody
gon'
up.
we gonna
Yeah.
cook. You gonna cook some
We're doing a
mac?
fish
You got
fry
you got that mac and
this
cheese? Okay,
weekend.
okay.
Yeah.
And then it was like, what? Bobby ain't show up. Joanne ain't show up. Why ain't nobody here? Huh? Like
Yeah.
that's what it gave to me was
Yeah.
like, it's a thing. We was gonna do a thing, and then some people didn't do the thing, or they decided, you know what, man, forget Toad Lake. We going over to Lizard Pond.
Right.
I don't,
Just let some folks know at the last minute or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Tell a friend to
Yeah.
tell a
True.
friend, and we'll
Right.
see you
Yeah.
at the crossroads.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was probably more of that. But she's not the only one who didn't get the memo. A couple of folks pull up, some hippies, straight up. She said hippie regalia. Um,
It felt a bit judgy to me, but okay.
I'm thinking I'm seeing tie dye, I'm seeing bandanas, I'm seeing like hairy legs.
Long
I'm just,
hair,
yeah, a lot of hair.
possibly some
um,
matted.
yeah, a little funk potentially too.
I don't
um,
know though, because what they looking at them like y'all stink, or I don't know. I feel like they were getting a little bit of some side eye.
yeah, yeah, probably. I mean, they seem rude. Like honestly, like that whole crew seemed a little bit rude. Um, but and entitled, like they just had a weird vibe to them. But they end up moving on. They're like, okay, so there's no party and you don't have any food, bye. So they head out. And then yeah, I'm the whole time I'm thinking like, okay, but surely like somebody's gonna pop out and be like, oh, we're over here or whatever. But it never happened. It just didn't happen.
And
um
they went off trail for this. This is
yeah.
the thing we got. This is why this is also another fail. I don't know what number we're up to at this point,
That's probably like
but
5 or 6. Yeah.
y'all added mileage
Yeah.
because y'all thought y'all was about to have this bomb experience
Yeah.
to
She
be
thought she was gonna
like,
get laid. Like,
yes. And mind you, she got the bigger boots on, but her feet ain't right. Like her feet is not gonna be right until she sits down for like a month.
yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
still struggling,
Yeah.
even in the proper size boots.
Right. Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, she once again she ends up having a Bigfoot dream. So hopefully we come back to this and figure out what's going on with that. Um and kind of towards the end of the chapter, she runs into Oh, wait, were you gonna say something?
Well, were you gonna talk about the Bigfoot she thought she encountered?
Well, I know she dreamt about one, but did she
Yeah.
actually think she encountered one?
So she thought she heard Bigfoot in the
Oh.
woods, only to discover it was a bear.
It was a bear.
Yeah.
Yes. Another version of Bigfoot.
Yes, basically.
An animal with a very
Probably
big
is
foot,
the
probably.
Bigfoot that everybody is talking about.
Yeah,
It's
you just
just a
saw a
bear.
bear. You were on drugs and you saw a bear.
Yes.
It's fine.
Or you're thirsty, hungry, delirious because you've been on this trail for 20,000
Right.
days. So,
And you saw a bear.
yes,
Yeah. So she ends up seeing a bear. Unfortunately, yeah, the bear walked in the same direction that she was going, and she's
as
like,
always.
dang, why? Um, but at some point, and I can't quite remember if this happens before or after, a llama just kind of runs up
Uh-huh.
to her.
Yep, I wrote
Um,
that. It was after the llama
okay.
was after the bear.
Okay, llama, then a bear, all types of wildlife. And it's a woman named Vera and Kyle. And Vera is kind of caretaking for this little 5-year-old boy, Kyle, whose mother is kind of in a bad
Ain't
situation.
yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, he sounds cute and like
Don't
sweet.
you talk about my mama.
Yeah. Vera ends up telling Cheryl the story, and Kyle is like, we said that we weren't going to talk about this. What is your problem? Um, but yeah, Cheryl ends up kind of connecting with the little boy. Like, I think he's really embarrassed that, his mom is kind of in this position that she's in, and that he, maybe just I don't even know if embarrassed is the word, but I think there's like also a level of protectiveness over his mom too. And yeah, Cheryl's like, my mom died. He's like, what happened to your mom? Or like, how's your mom? And she ends up saying that her mom died. And I think that like, while the little boy maybe was not prepared to hear that, I do think that it made him feel
Yeah.
better or like related to. So that happened. I wrote trail magic. That was kind of one of the next things that stood out to me is just like as she's going, it's like she's taking L after L after L. Like it's just, I mean, she did get her boots, but like you said, that even that is an adjustment that she has to make. Um, but, I think there's like sweet little moments like, I don't know if you call the moment with the little boy trail magic, but I think it was just like there's like also these moments of like connection and like humanity. And I think that that was one of those moments. But yeah, when she's like, as she's continuing her hike, one of the couples ahead of her left her a nice peach. She's seeing like just gorgeous flowers. She's seen some of the most beautiful sunsets that she's ever seen. So I think that like yeah, she's like there is like in the midst of all the suckiness that is going on,
Yeah.
like there's still like some really beautiful moments to savor, and so that was nice. I love that for her.
Yeah, it was kind of like she reached a peak, a metaphorical peak.
I like that.
And it was like she was slowly climbing, even though she wasn't just going all uphill, but she was just climbing and fighting every obstacle possible. And
She was
then,
going through it.
the innocence of youth and children that they bring, I
Yeah,
think it just
yeah,
all had this sort of air of purity
yeah,
and just
yeah.
like, and almost kind of like to some degree, sort of foreshadowing. I mean, because obviously, I assume she finishes,
Hmm.
but it's it's one of those things where I guess the reason she kind of put this section wild in the middle is because this was that peak of the moment, and now from
Mm,
here, everything is kind of just gonna smooth its way out. Because
hmm.
truthfully, it almost feels like I don't know if it could get any worse than what she's
Yeah,
already been through. I think
yeah.
we've gotten the worst of the worst.
Yeah, and she kind of says that. She's like, I'm halfway through, in 50 more days, I'll be basically done with this.
Yeah.
And she's like, anything that could have happened would have happened by now. Like, I basically experienced it all,
Yeah.
which I think is like,
I got like two
famous
toenails
last
left.
words. Like,
So,
I got two
at
toenails
this point,
left.
like, which you might as well take the other two. I mean, I'd rather
Right.
just have it all match.
Yeah,
Nail
yeah.
polish be damned. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
we're good.
yeah. But yeah, it does definitely feel like she's kind of reached a crescendo of some sort. And it's like, yeah, I can there is this like I don't know, it's like the shell is breaking also, like the little egg is start I feel like she's a little egg starting to hatch
Mhm.
kind of. But yeah, so trail magic, I think she's like really starting to like get her flow and like find herself and the things that she wanted to get out of this trail. Like I think they're starting to like materialize for her in a more real way. Um and she's also kind of I think coming to terms with her relationship with her father. One thing she says is that she's always really been amazed by his ability to not love her and care for her the way a father should. But there's a part of her that I think is finally starting to be okay with that and to let go of that hope or that expectation. And she says, I don't have to be amazed by this anymore. Like, there are so many other things in life to be amazed by. And for the first time on the trail, we're like, I don't know, like 6 weeks in, something like that, for the first time after all that she's been through. I mean, just the emotional things that brought her there and the experiences that she's had. Like she finally kind of has a breakthrough and starts crying for the first time on the trail. And then there was a one passage kind of towards the end of this that really resonated with me. I want to find it. For me, like I feel like a lot of like, yeah, I don't know, my feelings towards this book so far kind of get summed up in this last chapter. Um, she says, and so this is after she kind of has her breakdown thinking about her father. And she says, I was leaving, California streamed behind me like a long silk veil. I didn't feel like a big fat idiot anymore. And I didn't feel like a hard ass motherfucking Amazonian queen. I felt fierce and humble and gathered up inside like I was safe in this world too. And I was like, huh? Like, I don't know. Like, it's like, as a person and as a woman and as a Black woman, even though, I know that we don't share that identity, it's that's like what I strive to feel
Yeah.
just as a person, like I want to be able to be proud of myself and say that I am like proud of myself and that I've done good things with my time on this earth. But I also want to approach life with like humility and like awe and wonder. And so yeah, I don't know. That passage really like stuck with me for
And
sure.
if you think about it, there's really not a lot of opportunities to allow for that level of self reflection
Hmm.
or self realization for that matter. Like, if you
Yeah.
really, I think we all can be in our heads about things because life stays lifing,
Hmm.
but we all can't just hop on the PCT, whether it's financial or not. Like, it's just not a practical thing.
Hmm.
But this is a very immersive thing to put yourself through.
Yeah.
It's, I couldn't think of anything else that outside of therapy maybe that
Yeah.
could allow you to get to these points where you can start to feel these layers peel because that's what's happening, you know.
Yeah.
When we go through these traumas in life and we all have them, she maybe more than others, but it's basically, at least when I hear you read that, I'm just visualizing like layers falling to the ground
Mm.
and sort of
Hmm.
like cracking in this like empowerment because what's underneath is so beautiful and it's
Hmm.
like I don't need to hide under these layers anymore.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Like I feel like I don't know, the word that comes to me, shout out to Michelle Obama, is like just becoming like,
mm.
like it's like she's like really finding herself and learning to accept herself as she is. Like, the days that she feels like the Amazonian queen, the days that she feels like a big fat idiot, like it all kind of like, again, none of it is good, none of it is bad. And like she experiences it all, but it all kind of pans out to just like, I'm just here and I'm just being, and I am like here for the ride and I accept myself. And I don't know. Like, I think for me, yeah, like peeling back the layers and just coming to a place of like self appreciation and acceptance, which I thought was beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. So
Good way to
sweet.
end the signature
Yeah.
chapter, the title
Yes.
chapter.
Yes.
And we have two more sections to go.
Two more sections. And it's like that book doesn't even look that thick, but
I know. I guess cuz
oh, wait.
the next or no, yeah, the
I
next
think
one
it's
is
just one
like,
more.
oh, you're right. It's just one more.
It's five,
Oh.
five of them things.
Yes, a lot of chapters. So,
Hmm.
y'all got plenty of time to read them. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Part five. Oh, I'm sad. I'm already sad, but it's fine. This book has been like my little comfort blanket over the past couple of weeks. So yeah, it's like nice to be on the journey with her, and it's like empowering and feminine and like, yeah.
And also, more power to you. Couldn't be
Right.
me.
That couldn't be
Couldn't
me.
be me. But
I
I'm
like reading
enjoying
about it.
pretending like it's me. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
it's fine
That's
when we do
exactly what
when
it
we
is.
do our adventure book retreats. They
Oh, I
will
love that.
we'll do a hike, but we ain't like you said, we'll cross from the tip of California.
Washington
we
to
we
Oregon.
we did two states.
Yeah.
Yes, we did a
Cheryl
through
Strayed
hike.
walked here.
We walked through two states. That's through
Yeah.
hiking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for
Yeah, so
sure.
join our book club so you can join us when we go
Right?
through hiking.
Yes. Ooh, okay, but like even though we technically only have one more part, I do feel like, a little like a movie review or something like that would be really cool. So I guess we're not quite done.
So we want to do
Like,
a movie review or do we want to do a watch party?
okay, a watch party sounds fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got to figure out where we won't get like kicked off
Yeah.
for streaming. But
Mm,
if I can pull off a watch party,
yeah.
we'll do a watch party and we'll
Yeah.
schedule that. And we won't make y'all wait, 2 weeks or whatever. I know we drop
Yeah.
episodes every 2 weeks, but
Yeah.
we'll announce the watch party. Yeah, we got to figure out that because our release schedule is a little funky. But
Yeah.
if y'all are down for a watch party, let
Let us
us
know.
know. Y'all can
Yeah.
email us. Just all the contact info is in the show notes. Let us
Hmm.
know if you
Yeah.
want to do
Yeah.
a watch party and watch Wild because I've never watched it.
Uh-huh.
And when I was googling some things about this, which I will put this in the show notes. So I did find an article in Vanity Fair about the Hobo
Hmm.
magazine
Wow.
that talks about the Hobo Times. Does it exist? Is it a real thing?
Yeah.
Was she ever featured in it? So
Yeah.
I'll share that
Ooh.
because I do think it's interesting if you're like curious about that.
Yeah.
Um,
I am.
but I didn't know Reese Witherspoon was in that movie, and
Mm-hmm.
I like a Reese Reese.
Reese,
So
girl.
yes,
Yeah.
2014. I've never heard of this movie. It's so crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I know I saw it, but I can't even like the book. I'm like, I can't. I don't remember. So I'm
All
excited to watch it
right.
again.
Yeah,
Uh,
so watch party. We'll let the
yeah.
few folks who are in our book club know that we're having a watch party.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
that's so fun.
but it'll be a good way to reflect on the book because I love one of my favorite things. I always prefer to read the book and then watch the
Then watch
movie
the
and
movie.
not
Yeah.
vice versa. You
Hmm.
cannot do it the other way around.
Yeah.
There's never any way, as someone who used to be in the film industry,
Hmm.
there's no way to ever get as detailed and as intimate as a novel. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that the movie is gonna be bad,
Hmm.
but you have to always understand that you will be disappointed because
Yeah.
why didn't the scene with the
This
little
part was
boy?
missing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, y'all want
Yeah.
to watch 8 hour movies? Like
Right. Yeah.
you can't
Yeah. Yeah.
possibly think hundreds of
And
pages
even
of a
then,
book.
yeah, even then it's still hard to like convey the mindset of the characters and that sort of thing,
Yeah,
like,
because we're not in their head like that. It's a
in
very
the book.
3D
Yeah.
view when you're
Hmm.
watching it as a movie versus in the book where it's like you're inside of all the people. And I mean, I
Yeah.
get it that some books aren't from everybody's perspective, but you always feel more in it.
Yeah.
So I
So
am
much more
going into
detail.
this with no expectations.
Yeah.
And also it's old, so that will be another thing to see like the
Yeah.
clothing and really
Mm.
I just kind of want to see because I don't know if they filmed this in
Hmm.
on the PCT? Like, did they go like on site? Like, as someone who's not been to California in that way, I've been to
Hmm.
California multiple times, but never from a hiking perspective, because I'm
Yeah.
sorry, LA, that is not hiking what y'all be doing out there, no shade, but
Okay, going up to the Hollywood sign is not
yeah,
hiking.
yeah.
Griffith
Like these,
Observatory.
if you're hiking and you're wearing Chucks, you ain't hiking.
Yeah.
Just saying. I get it. Y'all look cute.
Yeah.
go look good, but that ain't hiking. So,
Yeah.
but yes, so let us know. Follow us on everything. Join our book club,
Yes.
and definitely let's watch this movie together.
Yes. Yeah. We'll see you next time for our final part of the book, part 5. Until then, enjoy your week.
Peace
Try to step
out.
outside in nature.
Step outside and,
Touch some grass.
touch grass and try to avoid weirdos because they are
Don't
outside.
let spider touch your leg.
Yes.
Say stranger danger.
You know, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Like if y'all are out there, if y'all are protesting, if y'all are in the streets, if y'all are just walking around in cities that Dump Do is trying to like be up in, like just wishing you all the safety. Because I can't
Yeah.
even garden without some crazy.
Oof.
So I just know. I don't know. That's all I know. Until next time.
Until next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Books and Boulders, an adventure podcast produced by First Outdoor Company for climbers, readers, and everyone in between. Subscribe now and join the BB Book Club.